Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Kathy and I am so glad to have you here. This is Revealing the Healing. Today I want to talk about some mindset stuff that kind of delves into the beliefs and the rules and the identity of who we perceive ourselves to be. This is Bogey, by the way. He insisted on being on my lap for this, so I guess I will accommodate. He's like my little heating pad, which is kind of nice. It's kind of chilly today, so it feels good. So when I say to you, you can heal yourself naturally, what is your response? I want you to think about the sensations in your body. What are you thinking? Are you immediately have this kind of stress response or a feeling of dread or, oh, and there's my cat too. Everyone wants to get on the act today. So it's important to just kind of pay attention to what is going on when you say, I can heal myself naturally. Is this something that feels exciting? Like, yeah, like I can, because that is the truth. So all of the other reactions and garbage that you might be experiencing, but when I say it, are actually stemmed from some faulty beliefs and perhaps some things that might need to be updated. So a lot of times we get our beliefs about things or what is possible in the world, the rules of the world, we inherit from other people. We inherit them from our parents, we inherit them from our teachers, our friends, our spouses, our clergymen, whatever. It can come from a wide variety of sources. And often we don't question those beliefs because we just adopted them and that's sort of always been true, or so we think. So it's important to kind of, first of all, examine. So if you're having a feeling of like, I don't know, when you say I can heal myself naturally, if you have a response that is not enthusiastically, yes, let's go do it, then there's a belief either about the ability to do the healing, or there's a belief about your personal ability to do what it takes to do that. So either way, it's false, but we need to kind of get to the bottom of it, and so we can slowly but surely start elevating the thought to a higher elevation so that you can actually get fully on board with the idea that you can heal yourself and feel it beyond the shadow of a doubt, so that you can actually implement all the action steps then you'll need to do to make that happen, to become a reality. So you might have a parent or both parents that really did not buy into the whole natural health kind of thing. Sometimes, people have this view of natural holistic healing as kind of woo-woo or kind of out there, not really something that they would consider to be legitimate. So first and foremost, is something like that creeping in? Is that kind of plaguing you? And do you have a belief that healing has to come from a doctor in a white coat? Or do you know to the depths of your soul that God created us all with that ability? He created a beautiful, perfect, fine-tuned instrument, which is our body, and the way that all of the systems interact with each other within our body. Our heart is beating without us thinking about it. We're breathing without even having to do anything. So if you consider how intricate all of the systems are that communicate with each other within our physique, and the fact that we cut ourselves and we watch the cut heal, So there is some sort of proof that that the body wants to do that. But sometimes we sort of are conditioned to think that, oh no, the doctor has to do it for me, or, I have to take a pill, or I have to do a medical treatment to heal. And so it's important to kind of establish, if you believe to the depths of your core that it is possible, because then that opens up the door for you to get behind whatever it is you have to do to make that happen. Because living the way that you've been living that got you sick in the first place is probably not going to be the solution to getting out of it. So that is one point of interest to think about. Then also, in addition, what do you believe your ability is to stick with something that is maybe a little challenging, that is, when we're on a healing path using natural means, we're using food, we're using mindset, we're using breath work, we're using meditation and emotional regulation, nervous system regulation. So these are all things that require a new set of habits that maybe most of us don't have, because I know I spent 50 some years on this planet not adhering to a lot of those things. So it's important to establish a trust with yourself and say, okay, I have this belief that I can heal myself naturally. So now it is my job to put some habits in place that will actually bring that to fruition, and to do it consistently over time. Because that's another thing about doing the healing journey very naturally. It's not like an instant pill. It's not like popping some aspirin and your headache goes away right away. It's something that has to happen over time, consistently. So I know for us, a lot of us, I used to perceive myself as someone who was unable to stick with a program long term. I kind of thought, I'm a little bit sketchy, and, I get super enthusiastic about it in the beginning, and then my desire wanes as we progress through the time. And eventually I get frustrated and give up. So that was my old way of being and thinking. Of course, I've proven to myself that I can be otherwise. I've healed myself of over 30 symptoms. I had terrible neurological symptoms. I had spasmodic dysphonia. I couldn't speak very well. I had a constant spasm from my right eye down to my right hip. I had neuropathy in my foot. I had joint pain in my hand. I had sensitivity to cold and light and sound, and daily headaches and nausea and horrible heartburn and allergies. I could just go on and on with the list. Thyroid issues. I had hormonal imbalances. I was having the hot flashes late, in the middle of the night, all that good stuff. So I know that sometimes it can seem very daunting to embark on this healing journey, but sometimes if you can just get to the bottom of what it is that's holding you back, and a lot of times it is our own belief about things, about ourselves, about the world and how it works, about our body's capabilities. So I'm just going to invite you to just delve into that a little bit for yourself and see if that is something that you could elevate. So if you thought that your previous belief was something like, okay, natural healing is kind of woo-woo, and I don't know that it always works. And I will grant you, in certain situations where diseases and things have gone down a path of very, very severe like stage 4 cancers or something like that, at that point in time, to turn it around naturally, it would be harder to do. I'm not saying it's not a realm of possibility, but versus someone who is just experiencing a symptom recently for the first time on a consistent basis. So you have to just be willing to, give it a try. And in order to do that, you have to elevate the thought initially about it. Maybe instead of saying holistic healing is woo-woo, maybe you can say, okay, I have actually heard of some people who had success healing such and such, whatever your symptom is that you're dealing with, naturally. And then we start looking for evidence for that, because our brains are trained to be looking for certain pieces of information every day that we tell it to look for. So when we're looking for the reasons that it won't work, or the reasons that healing yourself naturally is hard and probably won't be sustainable for you, that is what your brain is going to find. But when you start looking for proof from other people who have healed similar symptoms, or maybe the exact thing you're dealing with, and keying into that, instead, you start noticing those stories and realize, oh yeah, this isn't as rare as maybe I thought beforehand. In a similar way, you can change how you feel about yourself and how you are learning to trust yourself. So you can start with a very small change and just say, okay, one change at a time. And I'm going to prove to myself that, for instance, every morning I'm going to wake up and drink 32 ounces of lemon water. So you do that for a few weeks, and then you're like, okay, I've proven I will do that on a consistent basis. And then you can start piggybacking on other habits onto that one. You're like, okay, feels pretty good. I trust myself. Now I'm going to do the lemon water, and then wait 30 minutes, and then I'll do celery juice. Then let that one become kind of ingrained as a new habit. And then you kind of, again, follow suit with some other things. Maybe a meditation practice so that your nervous system is in a more healing mode all the time. We're in an adrenalized fight or flight kind of state, then we're not in a healing state. And so we want to come at this battle from all angles so that we give our body all of the things that it needs, the food and the energy, the lack of ability or demand, I should say, to have to produce adrenaline and run on adrenaline. So these are the things that we can begin to implement. But the first step is just kind of dealing with that core belief about ourselves, about what's possible. So I hope you guys will take time to do that, and please drop me a comment if it's something that you discover, oh yeah, I did have kind of a sticky belief in there that was probably not helping me do this healing journey. I'd love to hear about it. So you guys are awesome. Thank you for joining me today. I love you, and I look forward to talking to you next week. Anyway, I'll be dropping videos every Friday, so you can look for them at 5 p.m. on Friday. So, mwah. See you next time.